The king have arisen. I'm rising. Good morning. Put some food on my plate. Drink in my cup, woman. All you scallywag and you wenches. Wanna be alpha males. You god darn haters. Bow down on your knees before the king. I mean that. All right. Let's get to the story. This story is about some of the stories I've been through. All these stories I'm telling you is all true. It can actually been, I can prove these stories. So I always wanted to do this once I retired because I didn't want to put anybody in danger. Certain things I had to contact my old attorney about what I can talk about. But this I can talk about because this is about me being a personal trainer. So I've always, when I got into personal training, I just want to say this. I have over 15 certification. I have a degree, and actually I think I'm probably one of the most certified degree personal trainer in Chicago history. One of the most successful personal trainer in Chicago history. Made well over for 15 years. I made over 6 figures a year in Chicago South Side. That they called me Chicago Underground King of Fitness. But the reason why I was so successful is because I did things different. I created an atmosphere for all races. I trained more men and more non-black than any probably personal trainer in Chicago South Side history. From my breast cancer awareness walks to my speed dating for African American women, to my overall body and fit club for kids, to my food drives, to me feeding homeless for the past 20 years to this day, and to my mentoring to other trainers in the Chicagoland area. And I've done a lot for Chicago that a lot of people don't know about because I'm an introvert and have a problem with social anxiety. Let's put that out there. So this story is about a young lady that walked into my facility 18 years ago. I was 2 years removed from living in my car. I was homeless. And I want to say that I didn't want to be the typical trainer that was screwing my clients and nailing them to the cross like all the other trainers. I wanted to get a house. I had a lot of goals because I don't have family or whatever. So back to the story. I used to have this pamphlet this thick that was a barrier between me and clients, that when they came in, they see me as a young, decent looking trainer with a decent body, but I had this pamphlet that you had to fill out. Do you guys remember that? I'm from Chicago. So it was a place called Overall Body and Fitness. It was one of my most successful business stuff I had. And you had to fill out this packet, and it used to make you be like, yo, this dude is really, really serious. So she came in, filled out the packet. Make a long story short, I thought this was by far, to this day, the most beautiful woman I've ever saw physically and spiritually. She captivated me with her body because when she walking towards me, you could see them hips. And when she turned to the side, I was like, good god darn, this is my wife. But when she got out a high-end car, and she was so humble that she bought like 25 personal sessions, and then at $60 a pop. And then she bought 10 of my stretching sessions, which was $99 a pop. So yeah, I trained to stretch you for a whole complete hour, roll you out, whatever. So after a while, my birthday was coming up, and she was doing a general flirt with me and things like that, nothing too serious. And then one day she said, hey, I know I've seen on social media that your birthday is coming up. I want to take you out. I says, okay. She says, well, I see that you're single. I'm single. I says, well, I'm not into trying to date the client. She's like, oh, you want to go that route? I'm like, yeah. So we end up going out, and we went to downtown, and then from that point on, for the past 3 months, that whole entire summer, we end up spent every day around each other. No sex, no nothing. This is the first sexless relationship I've ever had in my life. I guess you can call it that. We weren't really dating, but you know what that is. Because I was captivated with the words from her mouth to my ears was something unbelievable. I just captured. She attracted me with her body, but captured me with her spirit. And so one day I go in the stretcher, and she grabbed me by my ears and pulled me close. She kissed me on the cheek and said, I am in love with you. And I'm lips are quivering, and I'm like, man, I'm in love with you too. She says, okay, well, I need for you to do something for me. I need you to go into and get your paperwork. I need you to sit and I need you to read it, and then I want you to come out and sit next to me. I went and read the paperwork. The paperwork was like she was taking medication. At this point in time, they had like new medication for people that had HIV. And it wasn't that preventive one or nothing like that or whatever, but it was just, this is 18 years ago. So now, make a long story short, I came back, and I was just like, man, my heart was beating so fast because I was like, yo, man, how can this happen? This woman don't even look like she got anything. I sat next to her. She says, listen. I said, hey, I got a question. She says, shut up. She says, come sit next to me. She says, I just wanted to give you the opportunity that I wasn't granted. So I wanted to grant you the opportunity to have a choice to want to be with me, because yes, I want to sleep with you. And yes, I want to have a sexual relationship. Yes, we can use condoms. And yes, they have new experimental drugs that can protect you. But I just don't want to be self-centered and self-absorbed like most of the women that you described to me that you have once dated. That was facts. And I says, wow, that's saying a lot. And she says, well, why are you crying? I had a tear come in my eye, just like I'm trying to keep from crying now, because it was something special about her. You know, you wouldn't even know, because her skin was flawless. And I'm not going to describe her, because if you ever came in my facility in Chicago or any of my facilities, or my first facility was, you know, if you ever was down with me, you would know her. So I'm not going to describe her, but her face was flawless, no blemishes, no marks, no demarcations. Her hair, nice brown hair. Let me stop right there for somebody to know who this is, because what ended up happening was I shed a tear and I told her that I cannot take this opportunity. I do not want this opportunity. I can't do this right now, because I can't put my life in jeopardy. And at that time, I didn't have any kids or anything. And I haven't had my time to live as a born-again man, as a real one. I was a knucklehead. So she looked and got up and she says, well, I just want to let you know, I wish you would change your mind by the time I leave out this door. I said, well, you walking out now? She said, because when I walk out, King, I'm not coming back. And I says, I want to have children one day. My children, I told you, got murdered. And I want to have kids one day. She says, we can always adopt. I said, well, I never thought about that, but I just won't have to decline right now. And as she walked out, she turned around and she ran to me and just jumped on me, hugged me, you know, and I was like, she says, please. I was like, I can't, you know. So I asked her, can I walk out? She goes, no. That was the last time I seen her 18 years ago. I don't know if she's still alive. I don't know if she ended up losing weight. I don't know if she ended up getting married. I don't know if she even, you know, got married and told another person. I don't know. It's so many different things that you can get out this story. One, being professional really does make a difference when you're trying to make that income as an entrepreneur, especially when you're a person, when you're a black person, okay? Especially a black man. Another thing of it is, I guess I learned from this was, you can't judge a book by its cover. This woman had HIV. Third thing of it is a person that has so much beauty and such a great heart and great spirit was honest enough to tell me. If she didn't tell me, what would have happened? Because there's no way in the world you can tell me I would have had a relationship with this woman thinking it's me and you, and I would have slept with her with no condom. And the reason why I think about this story, because just 3 days ago I took my my annual STD AIDS test. I do that every year. And I even go back on some of my videos, I always told a lot of you guys to take that. So I just wanted to say this story, and I wanted to do this under 10 minutes because I didn't want to really, you know, bother you guys, but I just want to let everybody know, everybody in the fitness facility world aren't animals and aren't dogs. At least I wasn't. I just wanted to set the plateau and the bar to everyone was measured by in my industry to be professional. And I thank God for me to stick to that. And I thank God for me to have such a strong spirit that this woman felt compelled to tell me that she had HIV. So to her, if you ever watching this video, I just want to know, are you okay? I mean, of course, I would like to know what you look like now. I'm just going to be honest. And I just most importantly hope that you are healthy. And I'm hoping that whatever medication that you on is keeping you around. You're a sweetheart. And I just like to get updated on what's going on with you and things like that, because you were the first person that I ever fell in love with that I'd never had sex with. And it taught me how to be a man and how to learn to get to know someone before swapping DNA. So that's my story today, how I fell in love with a person I never slept with.